This week, Mark Melnyk and I are guests at Patagonia Baker River Lodge, smack dab in the Andes, and some of the best, most diverse trout fishing on the planet. Late winter in North America makes for early autumn in Patagonia. And early autumn equals big fish. We're going to be covering waters from the largest lake in Chile to the largest river, the Baker River. We're going to be fishing with nymphs, dry flies, streamers, whatever it takes, hunting trophy fish. This week we're in the Chilean Andes, gunning for big migratory browns and transitioning rainbows with the folks from Magic Waters.
We're in Patagonia, and it's flat glass calm. This is Brown Lake, and we are on the make for giant rainbows. This is only a rainbow trout fishery. I've fished here before. They are the most beautiful fish I have ever seen. You excited?
I am shaking right now. There he is.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That was nice. That was nice. Nice. Way to go, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
As you can see, these fishes are going by waves into the river from the lake.
Yeah. So Augustine saw this fish. I put it through, he chased it down once, put it through again, chased it again, and he ate it.
Nice job, Mark.
How do you like that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. That was an absolute crush. Absolute crush. Good fish, that's a big brown. That is a big brown trout. That is the biggest brown trout of my life. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic.
Stay with us, because that is coming to you next on The New Fly Fisher.
Ooh, that's a nice sized fish.
Absolutely fantastic. Nice. Oh my goodness, that's the kind of fish that makes stickers out of it.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Magic Waters Patagonia Lodge, Scientific Anglers, Vair Watches, Boulder Boatworks, Trout Unlimited,
Chilean Patagonia has many faces. Out of massive peaks rising as high as 6,800 meters, and the bleak and stark foothills of the Andes, lakes and rivers cut the landscape into spectacular relief that leaves nothing to the imagination of fly anglers. This region has it all. Tiny but rich spring creeks, intimate freestone rivers that will test even the most skilled, massive brawling rivers cut through time, leaving one speechless in crystal waters. And then there are the lakes that offer everything from sight fishing in 2 feet of water to unconventional dry fly fishing. With all of that and what's left in between, anglers will be led to experiences that will remain in their memories forever. There is little here that the fly angler can't dream of, and in this episode, you will see these many faces and what Magic Waters and Baker River Patagonia Lodge has to offer. The lodge is located approximately 250 kilometers south of Balmaceda along Route 7. Conveniently, a shuttle picks guests up directly from the airport for a straight run to the lodge. The drive along Route 7 is nothing short of spectacular and makes the trip go in the blink of an eye. tell you this, out of the gate, Mark and I made the decision before we left to target big fish. Yes, we could have stayed around the Baker and taken 14 to 20-inch fish regularly. But with the reports we had from the lodge, this was big fish time, and we decided to put our eggs in that basket. Of course, we would fish the Baker. If for nothing else, our egos would eventually need it. But our goal was to intercept the big migratory browns out of Lake General Carrera, entering the many tributaries on their annual run. We did fish the Baker for a couple of hours on our first evening and managed a few lovely rainbows to scratch the itch after a long travel day. But for our first full day, we would head for the big lake. After fueling up on breakfast and much-needed coffee, we loaded the trucks for at least a morning of fishing the tail of the lake. The weather was not looking great, but we'd play it by ear. Lake General Carrera is the largest lake in Chile, measuring about 120 kilometers long and about 20 kilometers at its widest point. As glacial lakes go, it's a big one and holds several species of sports fish, the most sought after being the rainbows and brown trout. This is officially our second day. We did fish a little bit last night in the Baker River right out in front of the lodge. I did get some fish. It was nice just to kind of get acquainted with this big water. This morning, we're well upstream of the Baker River in the river between General Carrera Lake and a smaller lake below us. We're going to work, just keep pounding the banks. It's pretty much like any streamer fishing that you might do on your own river, only as you can see, this river is massive. I'm really looking forward to it. We got a little Patagonia breeze blowing, but it's not horrible. We're going to chuck some big streamers, see if we can get the job done. So I know we said we were going to pound the bank, but Marcelo's got me out here in the middle. There's obviously something out here that's holding fish, and he's just got me sort of half swinging the fly and then stripping it back. It's big water, but there's nothing cooler than this anticipation of fishing this big open water. And I heard this morning that there was a 30-inch fish taken out of this area just recently. That would be a huge bonus, but I'm just gonna keep at it. I'll do what my guide tells me to do.
Good, man. Bueno.
There's a nice little seam.
Jump off there.
Yeah. And just let that sink in, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your rod in the front. Okay. Fine now. Boom. Come on.
I love it.
It's coming.
I love it.
Kind of smell.
Not a big one, but
A little bit. A little one. A
It's
little
a-
one.
still a fish. Still a fish. little
Little
brownie.
aggressive brownie.
Holy cow. It's a good thing it's not windy. Yeah, this is a big fish. He hit hard. It wasn't fast and furious by Patagonia standards, and the weather certainly wasn't cooperative, but we had fun and did best a few nice trout, including a couple that would have been rated as trophies. The rain, however, was pretty relentless and eventually drove us off. Now, while we really couldn't shoot film productively in the heavy rain, Mark and I took advantage of the downtime and fished a little along the lodge front. The fish were actively working the surface, but there were virtually no bugs on the water. Between Mark, myself, and the guides, we started to narrow it down to the trout being keyed in on tiny silver minnows. When you're having difficulty sorting things out, it'll go a long ways to sit back and take a long look. Although the trout were rising, they weren't behaving like bug rises, and it wasn't until Kyle saw these tiny minnows busting the surface that we began to put the puzzle together. Now, these fish were technical, and not what I'd come to expect from Patagonia, based on several other visits. That said, it was quite rewarding when we put it together. I think that these fish are really oriented to disorientated minnows. And these minnows are coming in schools, which is why we're seeing the fish infrequently, because when we see one, we see 4 or 5. And I've also kind of thinking that they really want it upstream and drifted slowly, almost not quite dead drifted, but almost dead drifted back towards me. That's really the only, there's another one, the only thing that's working. So we're gonna keep trying it here and see if we can pick up another one. But they're not easy, and there's another one. And we've got this wicked cold front coming in. But it's fun. It's almost, I'm casting to rising fish, but they're certainly not rising to any bugs. I'm convinced that they're on a little transparent minnow that's just gets disoriented by the flow, and then they come in here in schools, and that's what gets those fish going every 5 minutes or so.
I think you are right, Rob. These kind of currents, they trick us sometimes as anglers, and they can also trick trouts or small bait fishes. Sure. So I think we are doing great there.
We were in, as I said earlier, a rain delay, and we had a little window. It looks like it's going to come in again, but the fish have been just busting like mad out in front here. Oh, is he wrapped?
No, it's the current, my friend.
Okay.
We are fighting the fish and the bacon.
Yeah, I got him now. And anyway, these fish have been rising like crazy in here, and it's been stumping us all morning. There's no bugs in the water, and we believe that they're eating a very small silvery minnow that we can't see, because I spent 20 minutes waiting out here earlier, looking for bugs, even the tiniest, even little beetles or something, and nothing. And just their behavior led me to put this, it's almost like a little woolly bugger tied with ice dub. And this is the second fish. We're right in front of the lodge. That's a little brown, isn't it? Yeah, that's that brown.
Nice.
All right.
You are.
Nice. Who needs
Good
a
job.
boat?
You're right here.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. So it's certainly not the biggest brown in the world, but it's still a lovely fish. probably 17 inches. We're literally steps away from the lodge. We can smell the kitchen from here. Patagonia Baker Lodge is what you would expect from Magic Waters. This is their latest facility, and just like everything they do, no expense has been spared. The lodge itself is modern and extremely well appointed, and everything from the meals to after-hour socializing is second to none. So if you're not too tired from fishing, relaxing and getting acquainted with other guests is comfortable and easy. The next 2 days, our hunt really began. Now, there's an old saying that you don't leave fish to find fish. Oh, the puppy! Oh, the puppy! Unless that is you've heard stories of next-level migratory browns. So on our third and fourth day, we got an early start and headed across country in search of the largest browns found in inland Chile. Lake General Carrera is home to a migratory strain of brown trout that have been known to grow as large as 20 pounds. There are several tributaries, including the Baker, but certainly not limited to that begin to receive fish in the fall. And we knew going in that it was going to be early, but on the back end of this large rain event, we figured it was as good a time as any to start targeting these fish. This would be high risk, high reward, but we were more than up for that challenge. Broke camp early this morning. Traveled a distance through the mountains, spectacular drive.
Absolutely spectacular.
We're on one of the more remote streams that is accessible by Baker River, Patagonia. What's the plan?
Well, I've got 20-pound tied up here with a big streamer. Today's high risk, high reward. We're going after giant browns. This river is famous for big fish, but not numbers of fish.
Yeah, five pounds plus. We're not even going to photograph an 18-incher.
No. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Knock 'em dead. From the get-go, the river was high, but on a steady drop. And our hope was that even for the beginning of the run, the trout that had entered the river on the big spate would be starting to settle in. So we targeted likely-looking holding water in the form of deeper, slower runs, pillowy pockets, and any pools that were forming on the receding water. When the fishing is slow, fish fast, and that's what we did. Migratory fish are just that, and can be here today and gone tomorrow. That's the nature of them. Knowing this, it makes little sense to stick in one spot, hoping that the fish will come to you. You're far better off moving, casting to targets, and then moving again, and again, and again. It may have been slower than we expected, but we knew this could be the case going in. For our efforts, though, we did find a couple of good fish, and I think that all of us at least connected with a fish. But in the end, it was tough slugging. 28 kilometers, though, on a beautiful alpine river made me want to come back. As it would turn out, Mark would get that opportunity, so stick around to the end. When fishing new and big or swollen rivers, particularly where migratory fish are the target, there are a handful of things that you may want to keep in mind to increase your chances of finding these big trout. As you've probably noticed, a lot of this river may appear to be a little more conducive to, say, finesse fishing, like nymphing, even dry flies. But according to our guides, there's not a lot of bug activity on this system. So that's why we're chucking big meat. This is what has shown, or at least given us the most interest from these big predator fish. So that's what we're sticking with. Now, unlike fishing in a drift boat, where you're perpetually moving, running and gunning, covering banks, we're going from pool to pool or run to run and looking for structure and depressions in each individual run. And I'm going to tell you, that is where a good pair of polarized sunglasses really comes in handy. Without them, I'm very limited to where I can see depressions, rocks. I would consider my polarized sunglasses one of the most important tools that I have in my box. And that allows me to step in here, identify spots where fish are potentially holding, and then start working them. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover every inch of this water. These particular browns are a migratory brown, so they're not gonna be everywhere. So it's paramount that you cover every inch of water, and that's all I'm gonna do. Keep working it out, a foot at a time, make my cast, let it sink a bit, and then work it through those depressions and around the rocks, keeping a close eye on the fly, which again, the glasses allow me to do. The first sign of a fish is not always going to be the take. It may be a vicious movement towards the fly, and I have to be able to see that so I can mark the fish if he doesn't eat it and go back at it again. So keep that in mind. Not every polarized sunglass is equal. And once you get into that sort of $60 plus range, you're going to find that the lenses are far better and are going to allow you to identify that stuff that you need to fish to. If you're going to make the investment to come to a place like Baker River, Patagonia, you don't want to leave anything on the table. You're going to want a variety of medium to small streamers in colors and styles ranging from these larger, more muted or neutral colors, natural colors, up to patterns like this Creelex minnow with a good deal of flash in them. And then sort of everything in between. At the same time, don't discount the lowly woolly bugger. These flies have probably caught more fish around the world than just about any other pattern. So make sure you have a variety of these too, just as a backup for when you're dealing with finesse fish. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. After getting a little beat up the previous 2 days, I have to admit that I was rather looking forward to getting back into the boats and the somewhat low-hanging fruit of the Baker. Today we would launch on Lake Bertrand and fish the tail of the lake, which essentially becomes the Baker River. Now there were two things here that I was pretty juiced about. First, hooking trout on a regular basis, and second, a set of Class 3 rapids that we would descend in the rafts. You don't get to do this kind of thing every day, and I was a little excited.
So this is Lago Bertrand. It's the bottom half of Chile's largest lake, Lago General Carrera. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna fish the lake, and then we're gonna hit the rapids in the river. What do you expect?
Ooh, bunch of fish. We're in Patagonia.
Exactly.
We're going to be chucking fairly substantial streamers, especially in the river.
Yeah.
Out in the lake, I think it'll be a little more finesse fishing.
Yeah.
But according to you, we're going to be able to sort of see everything unfold in this.
Fantastic.
The water's just vodka clear. There's fish rising all over the lake right now.
Well, let's go catch them.
Okay.
It's easy.
All right. Mark and I fished along the tail of the lake for a while and covered a lot of really nice looking water. The trout, however, were not cooperating. Our next move was to hit the rapids and then work the Baker. The decision would turn out to be the right one. Back on the big river, the trout were willing to play. Not a big fish, but spirited. Now it's starting to heat up, Augustine.
The Baker. Just the Baker.
That's the Baker.
You can feel it.
Look at him.
Put it to the right.
Yeah.
Probably gonna need to chase it.
I don't think so. Oh, he's gone.
We're just in the back, Eddie.
Woo! Oh, he's gone again. Sucker. Yeah, I'm trying.
Just keep the tension. That puts so much pressure.
I watched him come out of those logs, and I was watching the fly, and I didn't feel the fish. I just saw the fly disappear. Woo!
Look at that,
Nice.
Joe.
Yeah, nice little buckfish. We'll take it. There's a fish. Nice. Look at him go. Baby doll. Woo!
Nice.
Very jumpy.
Rainbows.
All right. So much fun. Unbelievable fun. What a river. What a river. There's no hiding the fact that this is a massive river. And when you're fishing a big river, it can seem from the first appearance that it's really daunting and difficult. But like any river, you have to break it down into what I would call sectors of smaller rivers. In this case, Augustine has us in this back eddy, and all we're doing is focusing on this 75 feet rather than the whole river, breaking down the seams, identifying the seams, feeding lanes, so on and so forth, just like you would on your tiny stream at home. Don't let big rivers drive you nuts with how to fish them. Break them down into sectors, turn them into smaller rivers, and that is going to be the key to success. I'm merely casting to this seam against the bank right there. That's going to be a very natural feeding lane. Any food that's coming in is going to be pushed into that, and that's all we've been doing, right, Augustine? Just the whole time is just picking apart the river, breaking it down, and effectively making it smaller. Keep that in mind when you're fishing large rivers, no matter where you are, and it'll get you a long ways.
That was a pretty fun morning, huh?
It was awesome.
I've done those rapids in the past. And the water's high. That was a little hairy, but just 100%
Well, it wasn't hairy.
fun.
Like I wasn't nervous at all.
Yeah.
It was crazy fun, but it was the fishing part. Going down and hitting it. You hear the phrase a lot, running and gunning. That was running and gunning at the next level, running and gunning.
Absolutely. So we spent the morning up in the lake, didn't do anything, hit the river, the rapids. This afternoon, I'm going to fish with Kyle. You're going to keep fishing with Augustine. We're going to fish together separately. So if you get something, holler, we'll come looking, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Luck is not a factor. Beautiful. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a good fish, Augustine. That's falling. Not falling. Okay, so this is one of those situations where I gotta manage this line. There, now, you see, I didn't let the fish clear the line to the reel. He did it himself. This is a good 3-pound fish, I'd say. Oh, that's a nice fish, buddy. That's a nice fish. Holy macaroni. I got him. He good. I'm good now. I think I can skate him. Skating. Oh,
I can
that's
net
a
it.
big fish. Oh, buddy, that was worth the price of admission. We were just about, the lodge is right behind us. We were just about to pack it in. I'm a little beat up. We fished hard today, being in these rapids. That's a good 18, 19-inch fish. Yeah, baby. You go back, do your thing, make babies.
Good job.
This bush hanging over the river, this is a big back eddy, and Augustine asked me if I could put it under it, and I said, yeah, I can put it under it as long as it'll go under it. So the river's going this way, back eddy's moving it that way, and I was able to get the cast to the upstream side and let it come under. Fish, they will take advantage of every bit of cover they can, whether it's submerged cover or, in this case, in a big river like this, cover on the surface. That big rainbow was tucked in there, happy as a clam, till Augustine and Rob came along. Boom goes the dynamite. The day couldn't have gone much better, and I lost track of the numbers of trout we caught. The combination of the big river and these better than average rainbows made for our best day so far. I also can't understate the skill and professionalism of these guides. They work as hard as any I've ever worked with. Now, I never like to finish a day or even a segment on a big fish, only because it smacks of TV land editing, but this is how we ended things. My final day with Magic Waters found the gang on another lake, albeit smaller than the last couple, and this, again, promised to be something different. It was another early morning start as we wanted to be on the lake before the winds came up. Now, Mark had fished this piece of water in the past and painted a picture of what we were in for, and the prospect of sight fishing for trout in 2 to 3 feet of water certainly piqued my interest.
We're in Patagonia, and it's flat glass calm. This is Brown Lake, and we're on the make for giant rainbows. This is only a rainbow trout fishery. I've fished here before. They are the most beautiful fish I have ever seen. You excited?
I am shaking right now. I'm so friggin' excited about this. We pulled into a small, gin-clear bay, and my anticipation now was even higher. Brown Lake is incredibly clear, and the number of fish that we saw while under power cruising across the lake was staggering, and I was pretty sure that we were in for something special.
They are really spooky.
They are spooky, yeah.
One's coming.
There he is. Oh man! Oh man! That was nice. That was nice. That was terrific. That was terrific. That little leech. We started with dry flies, just hoping we'd get those. But they're really not rising in here. But we're seeing a lot of fish, and just trying to lead them enough And you really do have to, it's technical because the water is so clear that if you put it even 3 feet in front of them, they just leave. Yeah, I saw that. I saw one sort of chasing her. So yeah, I mean it's as technical as it gets. There's no chop on the river or on the lake, and if it's not almost perfect, they leave. I spooked, I don't know, probably a half a dozen or 8 fish before I finally sort of figured it out. This is a nice rainbow. Nice. Way to go, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. We continued to work the flats and did manage a couple of nice trout before the wind came up, but it was clear that these fish would not come easy. And we worked for every single show of interest. That said, it was super cool fishing, and if the wind had provided, I could have done this all day. As I said at the beginning of the episode, this was all about the many faces of Patagonia, and I believe that she really showed them all. For the rest of the day, we did something again completely different than what I would have expected, but Marcelo didn't disappoint. That's beautiful fish too. Man, I saw him come from behind that from about 6 feet away, and he sort of hovered under for just a second and then sucked it down. That's nice. It's a nice fish. Had to be one along that bank. This is not, we would probably catch more fish if we were chucking little leeches or small streamers in these same places, but this is just flat out fun. I mean, there's nothing better than chucking big dry flies for trout, eh? I do that on purpose. Creates a little friction, slows the fish down, breaks their will a little faster. The old Hardy. This is my grandfather's reel, and I can now say I've fished with it on 2 continents. This is crazy, eh? Fishing dry flies in the waves. The waves of Patagonia. Go, Monica. Oh, I think that was his. Oh, maybe not. Little desperation run. That's a nice fish. That's a big fish. Yeah, that's a big fish, man. Yes, sir. I think I can get him now. Yeah. Let me get his head up here. He should come along. Beauty. My friend. Another beautiful male fish. Let's get him back. Fish. Unbelievably subtle. All I saw, I didn't even see the fish. All I saw was the orange disappear. And this is crazy. Hello. We're fishing dry flies in 1 foot waves. This is the second fish that we've hooked. And Marcelo just has us working along here, and he just tells me to hit every pocket I see. And I gotta tell you, I've never done anything like this, fish dry flies in 1 foot waves and rollers, but it's really, really cool. We got this little beetle on, which can represent any number of terrestrials in the area, but the wind is knocking them down. I guess, you know, that's the idea. It's a good fish. I mean, it's not a monster, but it's sure fighting. Making the old Hardy scream. Yeah, I think he'll come along nicely now. So much fun. Unbelievable fun. Get this little buckfish in there. Woo! Awesome. Thanks, pal. Yeah, that's good fish. And that little, oh, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. Look how long his fins are. You're the best, man. I did not see that fish in this chop. I was just watching on the little orange flag on the top of that, which you know allows you to see it, and all of a sudden it was gone. And I set the hook, and boom, there he was. I believe that we finished off on the highest note, and I don't think I could have been much happier with the results. The weather, however, had different plans and sent us in early. For me, Magic Waters was incredibly memorable. From start to finish, it was perfect, even though the weather was a tad moody. I saw some of the most majestic landscape on the planet, made some terrific friends, and landed more trout than I deserved. Tomorrow I would head home, but Mark's adventure would add another chapter to this story.
Well, today the plan is to fish, of course. We're gonna hope to see some rises for small mayflies. During the fall, it's something like very usual that happens here in the Baker River. Probably during the day, maybe we're gonna jump for something bigger.
Okay.
Big fishes, they take big protein.
Big flies, right? All right, let's get loaded up and see what we can do.
Let's do it.
With the flows down, the bugs and insects were more concentrated, and Mark would reap the benefits. As it turned out, the fish keyed in on the surface and were being more than cooperative.
Yeah. Nice. Good job.
We started swinging for the fences early. It's cold. The sun has just come up. And you know what? You're in Patagonia. Put on a dry. Like dry fly fishing for me is some of the most fun fishing you can do. So we've got a humpy on here and fishing back eddies. And it looks like we got a nice little rainbow here to start the trip.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Good job.
Great way to start the day.
Thank you. That was a nice drift.
Great eat.
Yeah, I saw it, how it rises for it.
Kyle's got me fishing with an extra long leader today. I've got a 9-foot tapered leader to 3X with a 4X tippet that's about 5 feet longer. So I'm fishing a 14-foot leader. That serves at least two purposes in my mind. Number one is it keeps the fly line away from the fly. So you're not spooking fish by showing them the fly line first. And number two, it affords you the ability in these crazy currents here on the Baker to be able to mend and not disturb the natural drift of that fly. I can mend to extend a natural drag-free drift because that 14-foot leader is so long it will not be straight upon your cast. You can make those mends and extend your drift so that you can keep fishing these runs and maximize your opportunity to catch fish. We put on a double dry. We put a small caddis on behind this red humpy and pulled into this back eddy. And we saw a fish come and eat a natural. And Kyle said, leave it, leave it, leave it. And sure enough, it came back and ate the caddis. So it's looking good for the caddis. That's a couple fish that have hit it for sure. It's a good one. It's a good fish. You know, it's the last week of the season here in Patagonia, and don't discount dries, man. It's so fun. If I can negotiate around this rock, I'll be a happy camper. We've got 4x as a dropper. No, actually it's 5. So you can't horse them in too quick. You got to keep them out of the rocks.
Yeah!
Nice fish, man.
Good job!
Nice.
Nice one.
On the caddis, love it. Love it, love it,
Good
love it. This is great. Wonderful. Welcome to the Baker River, right? Got me too up here.
The morning wake up.
Morning wake up, yeah. Morning shower.
Colony. Bit more to right. Same one. Was a good one. Yeah. That same pass. He gonna eat. Oh,
Wasn't me.
Yeah. It wasn't you. Yeah. That's 4 in a row, sir. Nice. Fat one.
Watch that fish come up and eat it. That's just amazing. The water's so clear here. You can see the whole thing unfold in front of you. Just come up. On a parachute, perfect. Long leader, precision casting.
Long layer, sir.
Great, great, great rainbow.
Nice job.
Good fish. 4 feet off the bank, right?
Right there.
Where they live.
Oh, can you hold up?
Yep.
Fish. Just a moment.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Good fish.
Fat one.
It's the end of the day. The sun's starting to go behind the mountains, so we come up right in front of the lodge for one last swing with the dry fly, dogging down and taking off into the current. Oh yeah, good fish, man. Look at this. Yeah! Sweet. You're almost in the river.
With the rust off and a newfound energy for the big browns, the gang headed off for the same tributary that we had fished the previous week. As we talked about prior, our first visit had us in high and somewhat stained water. The run had only just begun, and we only managed a couple of trophies. Conditions were clearly different now, and by all accounts, the boys were in for a few good days. This would be an all-hands-on-deck outing, if you will, so to maximize their chances of landing a couple of trophies, several of the guides on staff joined the crew.
This is Augustine Perales. Augustine is a guide here at Magic Waters Baker Lodge. Augustine, we're at this fantastic river known for giant browns. What's the plan for the day?
So we're just gonna start here. As you can see behind us is the riffle, nice big pool. We're gonna start shooting our streamers to the slow waters. We had some pockets right the shore. As you can see, these fishes are going by waves into the river from the lake.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're spending energy, and at some point when the water speed decreases, they're going to decide to just for rest.
Okay.
So we're gonna start
Hit the
fishing for
pockets.
them,
Okay.
then see what's happened.
So start short and then work my way out?
We're gonna split the rivers in different sections.
Yeah.
So first, this side of the river, the middle, and then the other
Okay,
side.
perfect. Let's go.
Let's go. Wait. Go again, go again. It chases. One more cast and then change the fly. Shit! Nice! Nice! Downstream, 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 downstream. Watch out, watch out. Keep following it. Chase it. Oh, nice job, Mark.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
We spotted.
So Augustine saw this fish sitting between two boulders up here, and I put my fly through, which was a gold articulated fly, and he turned and tried to eat it, but he didn't eat it. So Augustine gave me his rod. I put it through, he chased it down once, put it through again, chased it again, and he ate it. That is the biggest brown trout of my life. Fantastic.
Mark and Augustine continued to work their way upriver, half probing with flies and half sight fishing. With the river down and far clearer than it had been the previous week, these big trout had to work to conceal themselves, making it easier to spot them from a distance. That being said, they didn't give in easily, but Augustine's knowledge of the river and his keen eyes proved to be invaluable, making for some electrifying moments. For the rest of the afternoon, the boys continued to stick and move, covering water effectively and finding fish regularly in varying situations. It was likely as good as one could ask for in the high sun and clear water, and definitely set the tone for the coming days.
Well, that fish by Nico was a flippin' giant.
Monster.
It was 30 plus.
About 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nico got 2 today, and Andy got 1. Augustine, what an unbelievable day here on this river. Compared to the last time we were here, she really showed herself in a brilliant form. Personal best brown trout, which
You're
is fantastic.
chasing it inch by inch.
Inch by inch. Started 22, now I'm at 24.
The following morning found the gang on another stretch of river and the hope of new fish on new water. The drive through the foothills in the river valley is spectacular and helps to ease the anticipation, but after yesterday's experience, Mark was raring to go.
Let's do it. Wow.
There was certainly no lack of water to fish, and the boys were able to spread out nicely and cover a lot of it, which might be, considering the tendencies of migratory fish, the most paramount component to success, other than maybe the weather.
Getting the fly out as far as you can with a sinking line can prove difficult. The cast is a lot slower than you would with a regular floating line, but an easy way to help get that line out is to do something called a water load. And what you do is you kind of cast out, you let the fly sit, you use the water to flex the rod, feather line, and then you shoot. And with that cast, without a backstroke, I can actually cast clean across the river. Water loading is a great way to minimize the amount of false casts that you're doing and maximizing the time that your flies are in the water to catch these big browns.
The morning ended up being a little slow, but often in the fall, particularly after cold alpine nights, it takes a while for the sun to raise the water temperature and get the fish out of their cold evening funk. The afternoon would prove to be considerably more intense, so not to be deterred, the boys kept sticking and moving, with fish encounters becoming more and more frequent.
That was a giant!
Oh, that was cool. I have no room for setting.
No? That's
I tried
okay.
to set it with my body.
There should be a reward for putting in your time and working hard. And Mark managed to go out with a bang and finish off the day with a trophy. You don't chase or target fish like these for numbers. You do it because you might just get to fight, hold, and release the fish of a lifetime. For his efforts, Mark already had 2 of those. The 4th day held the promise of being lightly overcast for most of the day. With the river conditions constantly improving, everybody was considerably optimistic. There was no reason to change the plan, so the boys continued doing what was working, and it wasn't long before the fish got on board.
So we come into this river, first thing in the morning, like a half an hour in, we come tight with one, huh? Beautiful fish. Excellent work.
And it continued to be solid for the better part of the morning, with the guides putting on a bit of a display.
The amount of water, it's changing the whole time in this river. So now, almost end of the season, all the snow, it's keeping on top of the mountains. So the amount of water is decreasing. We're mainly targeting pockets. In the middle of the wide waters, they're gonna be slow waters in these pockets.
Right.
So the fish are gonna hold in there, resting before and after.
There was no mistaking that. That was an absolute crush. Absolute crush. So we're fishing this spot, this area between 2 sets of rapids, and I kept saying to myself, there's gotta be a fish in here just because it's a resting spot. Before that this is a big fish, before they head up the other set of rapids. And Nico's been very patient, the whole group has been very patient with me today. I haven't been feeling like I've been fishing very well. Maybe this is the turnaround. Good fish, that's a big brown. That is a big brown trout.
To expect fish like this on a regular basis may be unreasonable, but I've known Mark for a long time, and I can say this about him: nobody fishes harder, and nobody deserved this brute more.
That is what you come to Magic Waters Baker River Lodge for. Just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff.
This kind of action kept up for most of the day, and in fact, while Mark was tangled up with his trophy, one of the other guides connected for a double header. You don't get this kind of fishing every day, so take it for what it is, make mental notes, and learn from it.
Equipment used for this section of the Patagonia Baker Lodge episode is as follows. Let's start with the rod. This is a 9-foot 8-weight rod. These fish get extremely large and they are in fast water, and you're throwing relatively large flies, so you do want to have a stout rod. The line that I've got on here is a sink tip. It's a 300 grain sink tip, sinks pretty quickly. And then I've got probably 6 feet of 20-pound leader materials tied straight to an articulated streamer. Reels are large arbor. Again, you're going to need to take up line quickly, as well as have a lot of line on here in case those big fish do get in the fast water and head on down the road. Augustine, what's your setup?
We're almost about the same. For myself, I feel more better with a 7 weight. About the same reel. Sinking tips are very important.
Yeah.
A full sinking line is not going to work here. As you can see, you have big rocks, shallow water sometimes.
Yeah.
The same, 20-pound test, leader material, articulated flies.
Right.
And that's it. Backing, it's very important here.
Yeah.
You can see fish are large.
Yeah.
If you have no room, you need to chase it.
Right.
And the fish is just gonna run down.
Right. Now, what about flies? Are big streamers best here?
Yeah, I mean, big fish are not gonna spend energy for small things.
Yeah.
So we need to make them interest into what we're throwing.
Right. Good. Okay, perfect.
Let's go.
Not every river fishes the same way, and having a good guide to help you out with the nuances of a new system is invaluable. Augustine was patient and articulate with his instruction and turned out to be more than just an asset on this trip.
Try to think as a fish.
Yeah.
The only way that a bait fish can run faster is facing downstream.
Right.
Fish know, big fish know that too. So if your fly is facing downstream, you're gonna wake the fish.
Right. So fish it downstream.
Like the fly facing downstream, swimming down.
Yeah. It's just like when you're a kid fishing dries in pocket water for little brook trout. It's exactly the same. But these browns are giant. That's the beautiful thing about 20-pound tests is you can really put the boots to these fish. But I gotta chase this guy. Oh, good fish.
Whoa. What a strike, Mark.
Sweet, man. Thank you so much. How do you like that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Augustine, you called it. You know, any of those back eddies behind big boulders have an opportunity to hold big fish, don't they?
All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you find them, don't miss them.
And you put the fly in there with a high stick. Try to keep that fly in that eddy as much as possible. And this fish was in the tail of that eddy and came shooting up to eat the fly. All visual, perfect.
Mark has fished in a lot of places, but I think if you pressed him, this extended stay in Patagonia would rank among the top. I believe that it was fairly evident that they hit it bang on in terms of conditions, which is not always the case with migratory trout. I won't say that I wasn't a little jealous that I missed it, but I'm also over the hill happy for Mark and what that crew did. Doing what we do, Mark and I have the great privilege of fly fishing in some wonderful locations. Patagonia, though, is a little different. One might argue that the fishing is actually secondary, for once you lay eyes on the Andes and everything else, it's easy to forget why you're here. That said, the fishing is second to none, and we need to thank the guides and the staff at Magic Waters and Baker River Lodge for what was truly the trip of a lifetime. On behalf of Mark and all of us at the New Fly Fisher, thanks for watching. Please help to conserve our waters, and we hope to see you somewhere down the river. To watch other episodes like this one, visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Magic Waters Patagonia Lodge, Scientific Anglers, Vair Watches, Boulder Boatworks, Trout Unlimited,